Okay, back again. What I did just while the camera's off, I took my hand AWL, A-W-L, and I went ahead and routed those holes out at this base so that these larger shafts are going to fit inside this guitar holes. Let me show you that real quick. As you can see, it didn't chip anything much. Alright? You can do this with two hands. And they fit just right in now. Alright. And I found some extra Gibson pots in my junk drawer that are matches at $5.25 each. So here's how I'm going to wire this. Once you try to make a copy as you can, or you can go on SeymourDuncan.com and get this very same wiring. Alright. This is meant for very simple wiring. The type of pups you're talking about putting on there, basically the wire is exactly the same as this diagram showing you. Alright? It also has, for single conductor humbuckers, where there's only one wire coming out, you can see that the actual metal cloth around the wire itself is the ground. Alright? So, we're going to wire this up just as you see this with these pots. Of course, these are upside down at the moment, just like you see them, right? And believe it or not, the wiring itself doesn't have to be much more than that. But you really do need to get a decent grade of copper wire to use. Okay? And there's a few more tricks I want to show you doing this that you may not be aware of and may not be in any other video. I'm not really sure. I looked at a few videos and they didn't have it in there. Now, I've already told you about scratching the back of these. These have already been scratched and soldered before, as you can see. So what I want to do is basically just reuse that solder to attach these wires to it. You get it? Little drops of solder. And you can also do it that way yourself. Pre-drop the solder on the positions that you see on this diagram I'm showing you. Let me show you the diagram again. Pre-put those on there so that you actually just take the wire once it's tinned, and by tinning, what's meant by tinning, and gosh, I'm trying to do this video as best I can. It's not easy doing this with the way it's set up. I'm not really set up to do this. What's tinning is that you take the copper wire, alright? You twist this copper wire, okay? Twist it. Then you take the copper wire and some soldering iron wire, right? You put the soldering iron on the tip, get it on there pretty well, and just run the tip across, and what happens is it falls everywhere, plus it gets on the wire itself. It's called tinning. So the wire actually has copper solder or silver solder on it right now. Not enough, but give it some more on there. That's better. I don't know if you can see this too well or not, but it has solder on there already, so when I touch this tip that's already been soldered, this wire, this connection wire to the pot itself, it's going to stick very quickly and very easily, so it doesn't heat up the potentiometer. And that's the main thing. You don't want to put a lot of heat or a lot of time touching these pots, alright? Because you'll melt them. And there's really no way to heat sink these things. You just got to be pretty fast at what you do. Now, the wiring itself, you can use all kinds of gauges. I use 22 gauge, but it doesn't have to be very long. Say for example, going from tip to tip, let me cut some here and show you. Of course, I'm using a tool here that splices and cuts wiring, right? And it's called a wire stripper. You definitely need one of these unless you can do it with a sharp knife and by hand. You know, if you're really good at it, you can do it that way, but so far I'm not good enough to do that. Twist it again. I'm going to do the very same thing on this end I do on the other end. I'm going to tin it. What that is, just take some solder, silver solder. Now you can see that pretty well. On the tip of this wire. See that? Now this wire is going to run from this spot here, this hole here, to this other hole on the other pot. Alright? So basically, let's see if I want this up. Yeah. Okay. So this becomes my volume pot. This will be my tone pot because the legs aren't connected to each other. The leg's not actually grounded to the pot itself. You see all three legs showing? You can also pre-put some solder on these holes in these pots. Just fill them up. So when you slide the wire through, it just connects real quickly. Very, very simple. So I've done here, I'm just putting some silver solder on the holes, can't see it very well, on the holes of the potentiometer very quickly. Just put some solder on there, fill up those holes, so when you heat that wire up, those holes will open up and close again real quickly and seal up against that tinned wire. Okay? Now again, if any questions about this, be sure to write me, you know, at Dave's in Texas at YouTube, or you get me at davesinTexas@gmail.com. davesinTexas@gmail.com. So this is going to become the connecting wire between the volume pot and the tone pot. Right? The only thing not on this so far is the cap. Right? The orange drop cap. It's not on there yet. It's an unused cap, so it's going to have some solder already on it. So I'll take this, heat up this little leg here, slide this wire through, and then let it cool quickly. I don't know if I can do this on camera or not. I'm pretty sure I can't. Oh boy, it's a pain in the butt trying to do it this way. Hope you appreciate me doing this, guy, because this is a pain in the butt. Trying to film this. Doing it is simple. Trying to film it, it's really a challenge. Okay, now let it cool for a few seconds, and now it's permanently attached to the pot. You follow me? That's because I pre-tinned the wire, put that little silver on the edge of it, the wire itself, and pre-tinned the hole that it goes into. Now it goes into this hole, as you can see on this wiring diagram. It goes into this hole here. Okay. So, all I do is take my tool, heat up that hole a little bit. Whoops, I need to trim that wire down, it's too long. Also, a set of nail clippers are perfect for trimming stuff. You got a wire too long, boom, it's done. Just trim it right up, no scissors involved. Now, I'm going to heat this up by just touching it, hopefully, and slide it into the hole and let it cool. And then it's attached. Both are attached on the wiring, well, per the wiring diagram. They're both now attached to one another. Alright? So that's pretty simple to follow this wiring diagram. There's really no questions about it. It's SeymourDuncan.com. What you're looking for is a humbucker with 4 controls and 1 3-way. 2 tone, 2 volume, 1 3-way, 2 humbuckers. Okay? Now for the tricks. I've already told you about how you score these. You scratch the heck out of the back of these Gibson pots, or any pot for that matter. Alright? So you scratch the back of them so that this solder will stick to them like glue, which has already been done on these. These are used pots. And next, I get this iron to sit down. Alright, next, it's attaching these caps. And yeah, come in.
Did you anything with FedEx?
No. Did I get something? Check. Are the FedEx there? Well, anyway, guys, while I'm filming this, I'll clean this off some. What? Okay, thanks, Josh. Alright, now, as you can see, a little 22 pot, cap, orange sprigs, right? Now, this is the next trick to this, and it's very important that you learn this and know it. Otherwise, you're going to be spinning your wheels, wasting your time, my time as well, because you'll burn these things up in a heartbeat. Yes, there is a trick to applying these caps. Something I learned a long time ago, and you have to be aware of it. Darn it. What you need is an alligator clip, right? That alligator clip, that alligator clip is clipped onto the leg of the cap. See this? And that's what's called heat sinking. The heat I'm about to apply to the solder on this cap's leg, you can see it solder, this alligator clip will take the heat away from the cap itself, thereby protecting the cap. Because otherwise, if you leave it on there too long, it's going to burn that cap up, and do it but fast. Now, on the diagram you see the cap needs to go here, see this, and then back on as a ground area to the pot itself. Alright? So, I may attempt this on camera. I don't know. It's not going to be easy. Anyway, also be aware that you can bend these legs to fit and suit as you need, because they're just going to be sticking up in the open inside the guitar itself. So if this leg's too far away, bend it towards the back of the pot. It helps. So now you touch the hole on the cap, on the pot. The cap wire goes through, right? And I didn't use the heat sink because I'm fast at this, but to do this other one, I'm going to use this heat sink. Otherwise, I just might burn this thing up, because it's going to take a while to do this. But just touching it to the hole, no problem. Unless, you know, it takes you a long time, then you definitely use the heat sink. Now, I've pushed that down. Alright, I got the heat sink in position. I'm melting the solder. It's attached. Okay, no problems. Now, if you want to make sure everything's copacetic, you can take a little drop of solder and put it on over it, just like that. It takes a millisecond of heat. Alright, so there you are. Now, what's left to do on this particular one, on this side, is to wire the volume back to the three-way. Where's my little three-way I have? Hold on. I got that over there somewhere. Am I done with it? Oh, hold on, guys. I don't want to turn the video off now. Anyway, you take the wire. Same thing. If you want to tin it, but you'll make it long enough to get that three-way link back up to the body of the guitar. Son of a gun. Alright, there is the, what you call it, the end of the jack. What am I missing here? I can't believe I misplaced that three-way. I'm going to drop on the floor. Hold on, guys, while I get that three-way. I might have to find another one. Son of a gun, I can't believe I'm missing that. Well, this may be the end of this video. I can't find that three-way anywhere. Anyway, this is the old three-way, right? As you can see, these wires on this type of three-way, you can separate these some, run just like the wire in the diagram, except for this black one. That's the ground, which is up here. Alright? That one spot on this square three-way is the ground three-way, so I'm going to tell you. I wasn't going to tell you the other one I had, which, for the life of me, I can't figure out what the hell I've done with it. It's bound to dropped on the ground somewhere, so it's split. No shit! I can't believe this. I can't find it. Anyhow, take a good look at this. I've shown you the tricks involved with this. The trick with the cap, heat sinking that, make sure you have some alligator clip, right? Make sure that the cap, and the caps come with very long legs. You can cut those legs down if they're too long. Main thing is you don't want extra wire sticking out of that guitar. And of course you don't want those legs touching other things as well. You're going to just touch what the wiring diagram shows you it should be touching. Alright? Anyhow, Dave's in Texas here. If I get that little three-way and I find it, hell, I may have to get another one. I'll try to start another video. Thanks. Any questions? Get in touch. Bye.